Hello everyone, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since my last upload, and unfortunately, life has just gotten in the way quite a bit recently. Since this project is something I'm doing purely as a hobby, I don't always get as much time as I would like to work on it. That being said, I have managed to make some progress, and I thought it would be a good time to show where the project is currently and talk a little about the direction that things are heading. Originally, the idea for this game was to have a much more tactical style battle system. The plan was something slower and more strategy focused, but after a lot of trial and error and testing things out, and just stepping back and actually playing what I had built, I realized something really important. I was not having as much fun as I thought I would. So I made the decision to change things a little bit. Instead of fully leaning into the tactical system, the game is now moving towards something that sits somewhere between a shooter and an RPG. The idea is to keep the combat active and fluid while also keeping some of those RPG elements like battle menu, where you can access abilities, items, and other options. I think this approach will make the game feel a bit more engaging while still keeping the mechanics that I like. One thing that hasn't changed is the visual style. I still want the game to stay in a 3D, 2D isometric perspective because I really love that. There's something about the classic isometric viewpoint that just feels right. Eventually, I would love to bring a proper 3D artist in to help with character design so they can look a bit better than what I kind of have to produce myself, but for now, we work within our limitations. In terms of progress, character movement is pretty much complete at this point. There are still some animations that aren't currently being used, like throwing items, casting magic, and using potions, but the core movement system itself is working well. Right now I'm focusing on fixing a few technical issues. For example, I'm still working on getting enemies to react properly when the camera rotates, and there's also some sound effects that aren't triggering correctly yet. But overall, considering the limited time I've had to work on the project, I'm actually really happy with the way that things are going. Looking ahead, the plan is to eventually have 3 playable characters, each character having their own abilities and missions that are specifically tailored to them, and maybe some mismatching here and there. One of the characters, of course, will be Scraps, which any of you who have watched the previous videos will recognize that name in that character. So outside of that, I'm just trying to really be careful about avoiding scope creep because that is a project killer, and anyone who's worked on anything creative will know that it's one of the biggest beast of burden you have to face in these projects. So that's where things are for the moment. And even though progress has been a lot slower than I would like, I'm really excited about where things are and where things are going. So if you've watched previous videos, including this one, or maybe this is the first one that you're viewing now, I really appreciate any of the feedback or comments, encouragement, any of that good stuff. I will definitely take it. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you all on the next update.